Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Today is the day that Mercury rules, and Mercury is currently in Virgo. Mercury governs Virgo, and the Sun is also in Virgo. And this is a very auspicious time, honestly, I have to say. It's a time where we have the opportunity to reprogram and restructure our systems from the inside out. This is a rare opportunity that gets to occur, which is why I've not been live as much, because I've been in my own experience of using this opportunity, this energy, to begin to rewire my system at a deep cellular level, because that is what's being offered right now. Mercury is the planet that governs our mind, and we live in a mental reality. And what I mean when I say a mental reality, I mean that everything in this reality comes from someone's mind. Someone thought about it first. And when we understand that, when we understand that our thoughts are measurements of energy and that they are real, which has been my greatest lesson, to understand that my thoughts are creating reality. It's in order for me to really understand this, I've had to first and foremost begin to look at my thoughts and see how negative they were. Like my thoughts were often about other people or about the world or about, just the other day I was at a concert, and it was an incredible fucking concert. Isaiah Coleman, and people and he was sharing how, the world is so bad, the world is on fire, and that is a perspective that is creative. And if you believe that the world is bad and that the world is on fire, for me, I become the creator of that. Then I begin to experience that in my reality. So when I started to understand that my narration of what was going on was also through quantum physics creating what was going on, because quantum physics says the observer is a part of the experience. So what the observer thinks as it is observing the thing becomes the experience. We are powerful, powerful beings, and we are not aware of what that power really is. We don't really understand how it works. So I have been really reminding myself and witnessing how that works. And so once I started to recognize how the negativity was showing up, then I started doing the work to unravel the negativity, because I couldn't just unthink a thought. I couldn't just talk myself out of a momentum, a pattern of, victimhood or what they did or what they said. I couldn't just turn that off. I had to ritualize myself into another way of thinking and being. I had to create new patterns that built new experiences, that activated new thoughts. It is a deliberate, intentional practice. This is why I create the workbooks and have Daughters of the 13 Moons and all that sort of stuff. For those of who are in that work with me, you understand that it is consistent, it is deliberate, it is intentional, it is focused. If you think about the reality that we're in, and I say it's all mental, these buildings don't just appear out of nowhere. Your house somebody built that house. Somebody said, here's the architecture. This is what it's going to look like. Here is the land. Here are the materials. That is the same thing that we are doing inside of our own selves with our thoughts. So it's like, oh, I have a thought form that's creating a negative outcome. Where is that thought form rooted at? Oh, I have a thought form that, that men are assholes. Where is that thought form rooted at? Where did that come from? Because that has become a momentum and a structure in the system that then has it show up in my life in all of the exchanges that I'm having. So I have to take responsibility for it, do the work to transform it, and do the rituals and the practices. And what my work says, we may as well do it while the universe is doing it. You don't have to struggle. Get on the wind, get on the tide of the cosmic flow, and the cosmic flow will take you there. There's still work to do, but you're not fighting against the current when you go with the cosmic flow. And that is what the astrology offers, the cosmic rhythm, what's happening right now. So right now, Mercury's in Virgo. That means that we are reprogramming our bodies, our guts, because Virgo is the gut. Virgo is that gut intuition that says, something doesn't feel normal here. You know, Virgo is like, this is out of place. Like, I can have experiences with people and they can be saying one thing, and I hear them saying it, but my gut will tell me the opposite. And what I'm learning to do is to trust my gut and not what that person is saying, because the gut is the true guide of what's real. And we live in a reality that's mental, things that come out of people's minds, we see it, but what's real is what's the motivation behind it. Why are people doing what they're doing? Why are they creating what they're creating? And the Mercury in Virgo is the gut that gives that information. And we all have it, but you just have to practice it. You got to build it. You got to cultivate it. You got to really want to be in another experience. And so what I have been doing is retraining my ego mind, which is this mental reality that says this is good and this is bad and I like this and I don't like that, to function, to begin to take a back seat and follow the gut, because that is the rhythm and the current of the energy that's behind these creations. And that is powerful, and I am having a profound time doing it. And I'm doing it because we're in the eclipse wormhole in Virgo. There's an eclipse wormhole right now that is giving us an opening to reprogram ourselves. And all you need to do is seed it. You don't have to, it's not an all or nothing. This is a process. All you need to do is so for me, I look at a pattern. I'm like, I have a tendency to over talk when I feel like I'm out of alignment with somebody in their conversation. I have a tendency to sort of over talk and sort of force. And I'm like, okay, I'm now going to reprogram myself to just be in my own experience and know what I'm feeling and experiencing, but I don't have to try to convince that person of anything. I don't have to defend myself at all, because I don't want to use my energy defending myself. I want to use my energy creating my reality. So if I come up to something or someone who's not in alignment with me, they're not wrong. They're just not right for me. That's it. They're not wrong. They're just not right for me. And that doesn't have to be a battle. But growing up in the environment that I grew up in, I was taught that meant battle. But it doesn't. It doesn't. It's just information. So where are the ways that you need to reprogram yourself? Where are the ways that you are having interference and disturbances that are really at the root your own creation? Your own creation. The moon today is just about to head into Taurus, and so that means that we are in this energy about your values. Like, what is really valuable to you? What is important? And this, for me, was something I had to create, because I was on everybody else's time frame. I thought I had to get married. I thought I needed a husband. I thought that I need to be performative for men so that they would want me and choose me. I thought that I needed to be docile, all these sort of things. That's somebody else's program. So now I had to take time and go, what do I really want? What's important to me? What actually lights me up? And that took time. That wasn't something that was a quick fix. But once I spent time in that conversation and exploring and cultivating, now I'm clear. So now when I come into experiences where they're out of alignment with where I'm going, it's a no-brainer. It's like a no thank you. And sometimes I might decide to surrender. Like last night, I was out with my family, because my family has so many birthdays in September, because more people are born in September than any other month. So most of those people are in my family and I'm one of them. So I've been to several birthday celebrations, and I've just been noticing to just listen and lay back. I don't have to force my opinions. I don't have to share when people are saying things that don't align with me. And I can excuse myself. I can be like, all right, y'all, this was fun. I'll see y'all later. I'm getting ready to go home. Last night I was wanting to go home. It was my niece's party. She was out, and she's a singer, so we were out. And I started calculating. I started looking at the clock and being like, okay, well, when can I get out of here? And then so I said to my aunt, who's my niece's mother,
vehicle approaching,
but she also raised me.
You're here.
So I said to her, like, I just started warning her, you know, like, oh, I'm getting ready to go, girl. I'll see you later. And the first time I did it, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm getting my stuff. The first time I did it, she didn't really say too much. She didn't give me a lot of pushback. All right, hold on, y'all. Okay. She didn't give me a lot of pushback, but I could see in her face that, oh no, don't go. And so then about 15 minutes later, like, I started yawning. And then I said to her, oh girl, I'm getting so tired. I'm getting ready to go. And she said, no, we have to take a picture. And I was like, okay. She said, and I'll give you a ride home. So that meant kidnapped. To me, I hear that. When I hear her say that, I'm like, oh, I'm being kidnapped, because that means I'm on her time frame now. That means I gotta, like, trying to get out of that, right? And so 20 minutes later, I say to her, girl, I'm about to order my car. I'll see you guys later. And she turns to me and she says, no, you can't leave. And I was like, okay. So I asked myself, I was like, how can I do this? Because if I could have just fought it, but then I was like, if you stay, let it go. Like, let it go. If you stay, really stay. Don't be in your head trying to leave anymore. Don't be, like, just surrender. So I configured that in my system. I'm a surrender, and I'm going to override what's going on inside of me right now. And I said, okay. So I looked at her and I said, I surrender. Okay. So that meant that I was going to be there. I was going to be there until she was ready to leave, and it was her daughter's party. Okay. So that meant I was there. And I just surrendered, and I just started to dance and have a good time. But I had to inform my system that that's what we were doing, and that I was going to stop resisting. And I was going to go with the flow. And it turned out to be just fine. It turned out to be fine. When I got home, I did discover that my cats had broken out of the house, which is why I was really probably feeling called to get home, because my cats had been doing a thing. So I got home and discovered that that was what I was sensing. They had broken out of the house. But I just was like, okay, came home, took a shower, and washed off the energy, washed it all off. And then I do a thing in my mind, because I know this is a mental reality and everything is mental. So if I start to overthink it after it's over with, I'm going to create a pattern. So I literally come into my mind and turn it off. I turn it off like turning off a light switch. You cannot think about the evening. You cannot think about your auntie and her insistence that you stay. You cannot, all right now you can do is do a meditation and go to sleep. And that's what I did. And because I don't want to create it, because it's a mental reality. So I know that if I go into a story, because Mercury is in Virgo, if I go into a story of programming, of thinking, I'm going to program an experience that will then be seeded into our next experience. So now, that's not what I did. All right, you guys. So it's important for you to understand what you value, what's important to you, and when you're utilizing it and when you're not. When you're in somebody else's value system, when are you doing something because somebody else values it? When are you doing so? And to be, if you're going to do that, like in that experience, I decided to do it. I decided to surrender. Okay, I'm going to give into this. But oftentimes, there's a difference between surrender and conceding. Oftentimes, as women, we will concede. They're not the same. Conceding is doing something when you didn't really want to do it, when it wasn't aligned to you. And then when we concede, it doesn't work out for us. You're frustrated afterwards, or you're resistant or resentful afterwards because you've conceded. It's not the same. Surrender and conceding are different. Exactly. All right, you all. If you've not picked up the workbook, there's still time. We still are in eclipse season, so you can go here to my link tree or to my website, healwithmoonmama.com, pick up the Virgo workbook, because this is the work that's in the workbook so that you can follow along with the cosmic flow. And if you need to book sessions or anything, you can go to my website and book natal chart readings and things like that. Beautiful. Thank you. So are you. So are you. You can book your sessions and things like that, coaching, because I'm offering. Oh, isn't that Saturn workbook the truth, girl? That's Saturn workbook. Woo! If y'all want to do the real work, y'all do the Saturn workbook. Okay? The Virgo workbook is good, but the Saturn workbook is it's deep and good. Okay, y'all. Or get them all. Do it all. It's all good. It's all serving our evolution. All right. I think that's it. I don't know when I'll be back here. My solar return is Friday, so I'm super excited. I've been looking forward to this solar return for many, many, many years. And so I'm just getting myself ready to be able to hold more energy and more light. Peace and blessings. I love y'all very much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.